Every man either has gone to escorts, will go to an escort, or has thought about going to escorts.
Because you do not charge a price does not make you better than the ones that do. In fact, the men are saying that you're easy. They're like, oh, she gave it up so fast, but really.
And some of them honestly would think they owned me for that hour because they paid me. And so it was like, I want you to do this. I want you to spank me.
Because women will swear up and down how dangerous sex work is. And of course, it can be dangerous, but statistics show that the number one person that is in danger is a woman that is living with a man. Okay, not an escort, because the thing is,
men were right. So I have a lot to say to the females that it's probably going to make you guys upset, and I'm so sorry. I'm not going to hold your hand. I just got to say it, because as a 304, there's so many things that I notice that you guys do wrong as civilians. Let's address the elephant in the room first, okay? Because you do not charge a price does not make you better than the ones that do. In fact, the men are saying that you're easy. They're like, oh, she gave it up so fast, but really, you liked them. That's why you did it. But they're not looking at it as she liked me, so she did this. They're looking at it as you are easy, that anyone can get it, because they don't value themselves, first of all. 2, hookup culture.
First of all, if a woman gives it up for free, like, yeah, I mean, like a dude don't have to pay no money and he's still able to sleep with her, he doesn't lose respect for her as much as he loses respect for a girl that gets up from the bed and be like, all right, that'll be $200 to my Cash App. He has a lot less respect for that girl than he has for the girl that he just winded up sleeping with.
Never, ever benefited the woman, ever. It's just a bunch of women who are hooking up with these men and attempts and aspiration to go further, or they're just going with the flow. If you let him get it without any barrier to entry, that's what he knows you as. The easy, I can call her up, it doesn't take anything, not even a fruit cup, not a Happy Meal. Also, a lot of you guys are very male-centered and men have gotten into your head, okay? You're saying that it's a problem with putting a price on it. They're saying it's a problem with putting a price on it because they can't afford it. That's why they're trying to humble you into thinking that you don't deserve anything, that you should just be giving it up. But with that logic, wouldn't that make you easy? Because you're not even getting a ring.
So by this logic, she's saying that you're easy if you're not charging a price. Some people just don't want to sell their body. Like, some people don't want to see their bodies as commodities, because they understand once you charge somebody for something, they feel like they could basically use and abuse whatever product because they're paying for it. But this realization she's came to is that women that don't charge, you're easy. You don't think it's easy to pay a woman $200 and get some box? You don't think it's easy to give you a Happy Meal and get some box? Like, that's very easy. I ain't never got to talk. Don't get me wrong. The women that aren't escorts and you are giving up for free, you're not putting a price tag on your body, don't be out here being easy. Don't just let anybody touch your body. And the same thing goes for the guys. But just because you're not putting a price tag on it, that does not make you easy. That's crazy.
And the more he does from you. And this is something I learned directly from being a dominatrix. These men would come in, they would pay me, and some of them honestly would think they owned me for that hour because they paid me. And so it was like, I want you to do this. I want you to spank me. I want you to do this. And I would just sit in the chair and blow on my nails and wipe it on. And I'm just like, you done?
That would drive them insane.
And I was like, I feel like reading a magazine, actually. You know, I know we have an hour together and you did kind of pay me, but I don't like your tone. So until you fix that and get on your knees and give me a reason to get out of this seat, I'm not getting up. And then all of a sudden, I'm sorry, goddess. What do I do? You want me to get you water? What do you want me to do?
Joe, she's making it seem like that's a regular occurrence. You messing with dudes that are into dominance. They're paying women, stranger women, to dominate them. So of course they like to be talked to crazy. But ladies, I hope y'all not taking this as no real life advice. Like, you mess around, go home, and you talk to Coolio that's sitting on the couch, eating up all your kids' Pop-Tarts. He ain't going for that. Get on your knees and beg me. Like, what? Most men are gonna look at you crazy.
Being an escort for 1 year. Yes, I've been an escort for 1 year, many years ago. And for sure, it was not the best year of my life. It was quite traumatizing, but I've learned a lot of things about men and men's sexuality. And I think every woman should know these things. Number one, I don't want to speak in absolutes.
She's been an escort for a couple of years, and she thinks she's learned something about men and men's sexuality. This is going to be very interesting, all right? Hey, by the way, I got a new soundboard, so I could drop bombs now. Y'all hit a bomb? Y'all hit a bomb?
Every man either has gone to escorts, will go to an escort, or has thought about going to escorts. If all men could afford going to escorts, more men would go. Men will believe whatever they want to believe and whatever soothes their ego. They will believe that they're amazing.
She said if all men had money for an escort, more men would go. I mean, of course, if all men had money to buy Corvettes, more Corvettes will be sold. That's just the way of the world. That doesn't mean that most men actually want to buy escorts, but let's keep going.
In bed, that they are so attractive, that the escort is actually liking them or falling in love with them. None of these things are true. Escorts are amazing actresses. No matter how boring and sexless the marriage is, men will not leave their wives basically out of comfort. They will complain about them and they will seek sex outside of their marriage, but they will not actually leave. Number 5, I know people, especially girls, will hate me for this, but this is the sad truth. New pussy is always the best pussy. There's something in the male biology that they love novelty when it comes to sex. So they can have the most beautiful, intimate connection with their partner. A new pussy always gets them the most excited. This doesn't mean men have to cheat. A lot of men do control themselves for many amazing right reasons, but it doesn't change the fact.
Listen, but before we get into that, I found a way that y'all can make some side hustle money on your phones. But the only thing is that you have to play games on your phones. And I know that a lot of people do not like playing games on their phone and stuff like that. But this is an easy way to make some bread. Even if you can only make an extra $100 or $200 a month, that could pay a couple bills just by playing games on your phone. And if you click my link in the description below or in the comments below, you could start out with a free $5. These companies are literally paying people just for y'all to play games on your phone. That is crazy. But just try it out. Go peep the games that they have. If you don't like it, hey, it is what it is. But I say it's worth a try. A new body is excited for somebody that hasn't had their just due. Now, I mean, hasn't had their time. But when you start having these little scares, now, I mean, folks is like when the last time you got tested, you know, you getting those kind of phone calls or I missed my periods. It stopped being so exciting and a little bit more scary. You know what I mean? The more experience you get, the more it's like, I'd rather not. But it's so funny how these women think that they have men figured out. But you really have men that like to pay for box. And I'm using the word box because I don't want to be too vulgar in this video. So I hope nobody's taking no offense to that. But y'all have men that like to pay for box figured out. Y'all are trying to teach women about men, but you really have a certain kind of man figured out, which is your customers. This is the same thing as McDonald's trying to teach Planet Fitness what customers actually like. Y'all's demographic is different. A woman that's actually looking for a man with some kind of substance cannot come to you for advice, could not watch you or listen to you for advice.
Most men use dating apps to find free ass workers. Yes, I know that hurts, but that's actually the truth, okay? The truth not a lot of women want to hear. You see, I'll portray it this way. When you're on a dating app, first of all, you come across as desperate. What are you doing on a dating app? A man is literally one of the easiest thing to get in a woman's life. So what are you doing there? And you have to know that men, when they see you on a dating app, they see you as a free product. They're like, it's a catalog, it's like a magazine, and they're like, oh, not this one, not this one. And most of the time, it's not this one. Most of the time, they choose everyone because they want to maximize their chances. Because what it actually does is that it creates the illusion of the choice. And because of this illusion, they don't really take you seriously. They think like, you're just another one. So whether they simply don't want to chew their food alone at the restaurant, or they want more, they want to spend the night with you, they want to spend the evening with you, you are just...
Yo, dudes really just by themselves, just eating, and they're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having somebody sitting right in front of me. You know what I mean? Let me get on my app and order somebody. Like, dudes be door dashing women. This is crazy. This is a whole different side of life that us regular dudes is just not privy to. Like, dudes really be in the crib just by themselves. Like, it is kind of quiet in this motherfucker. Pull up their catalog. You know, I'm just going to have her pull up. That got to be a scary life, though, because in most cities, that's not legal. So how do you know who's pulling up? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know it's not an undercover cop or something? You just risking it because you horny.
Worker at the end of the day. And I'm so sorry to say that because I don't want to say that. I don't want to insult anyone or I don't want to hurt anyone. But the thing is that this is actually the truth, and I don't hear a lot about that because many women are not aware of that.
Thank you, because women will swear up and down how dangerous sex work is. And of course, it can be dangerous, but statistics show that the number one person that is in danger is a woman that is living with a man, okay? Not an escort, because the thing about it is that when you are an escort, when you work in sex work, you know what you're getting yourself into. So you are taking the necessary precautions. Women are going out in the dating world, not taking precautions, not even questioning or wondering, is this even going to be a safe person? Is this even a person that has good intentions for me?
Yeah, I guess what she's saying is women that are just sleeping with guys, you know, that they meet at the bar, just some random guys, whatever reasons, you liked him, you thought he was physically attractive, whatever. They're more so leading with like emotions. You would drop your guard down and you don't even realize this guy is actually crazy, you know, versus these workers. They never drop their guard down because they understand that they're working. So I kind of understood what she was saying the more she started talking.
As an S worker, you're already prepared. You're already prepared because you know how men are. You know how men can be. And this is why they always have this stigma that's attached to S workers, because they want women to be ignorant. They want women to be ignorant victims and not take the proper precautions that it would take in order for them to protect themselves. These dating apps are fucking a breeding ground for predators. Okay? These men are...
Maybe people are telling y'all not to do this because of how dangerous it is. Maybe people are telling you to respect your bodies a little bit more than just selling it to whatever random stranger. Maybe that's why. I don't think it's so much that, oh, they just want you to drop your guard and they want you to be unsafe. I don't think that's the case. I think people want you to respect your bodies a little bit more. I mean, that could just be me.
Lying, giving you a fake name so that way their criminal records can come up clean. They're using other people's pictures. They're using old, outdated pictures, trying to portray themselves as family men. Meanwhile, they lost custody years ago. Meanwhile, they're on the SA offender list, CSA offender list. I mean, I don't understand why women are still fucking using these dating apps. I really don't understand why they're using them. I feel like at this point, if you are a woman that's using a dating app, you're asking for something dangerous to happen to you. You're practically asking for it, because these men can portray whoever they want to portray behind a fucking screen. They could say whatever it is that they want to say, and have we not seen story time after story time after story time on how a lot of these situations start from fucking Hinge.
But how many stories have we seen of sex workers getting unalived by the dude that was just trying to buy some box? Like, let's be honest here. You over here trying to give advice, telling women not to get on dating apps, but you're putting yourself on the dark web. Like, who is better? Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely think the girls that's putting themselves on dating apps with the intentions to meet a guy, and I definitely think there's precautions you want to put in place if you're going to be using dating apps, such as don't invite somebody straight to your house if you met them on an app, if you never seen them in real life. You know, meet their family. Get some background on these people once you meet them, like stuff like that. But to sit here and act like the dating sites is just so dangerous, but buyabutt.com is safe, is just beyond me.
Horror story, dating horror story, horrible divorce. The story is always starting off with, so we met on Hinge. That should tell you something. And yet these women are fucking addicted to the dopamine kick that they're getting from these fucking dating apps because they want validation so bad. And these women are literally willing to risk their lives to get some goddamn validation from a man who literally is trying to get punani from them for fucking $20 in an hour of their time and maybe 2 weeks worth of text message investment. Women need to wake the fuck up. Honestly, like, they need to wake up. It's getting insane. I can't. Just a week ago, there was a girl that I saw and she was on Hinge, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, the disparity, the absolute disparity. You see the femicide rates are up. You see what they're doing with Project 2025. You see what they're doing with the Big Beautiful Bill. You see all of these things that they're fucking doing to further subjugate women, and women are still willfully choosing to play this fucking game with men. I do not get it. It's a sickness.
Maybe she was just saying dating apps are just dangerous in general. That I understand. But if you out here trying to recruit sex workers and that was the ad, I would just say do a little bit better, because I don't know what that was. I think if anything, you just put dating apps on the decline.
So this was essentially the first lesson I learned in women's studies my fall semester, sophomore year of college, from my amazing Professor Bambi, who OG feminist. I'm talking, y'all. She's one of those girls. And excuse me for being blunt, but this is literally how she taught us. And she was just like, men are going to treat you based on how much they want to fuck you. And that's one thing I loved about her style of education.
Men are gonna treat you based on how much they want to sleep with. Hold on, y'all. Let's think about that real quick. Men are going to treat you based on how much they want to sleep with you. I feel like there's some validity there, but that's not like some type of science that I think ladies should carry around, because that's why women will walk around showing their tatas. All right, I think it's coming to me. Like, they'll walk around showing their tatas, and dudes will want to sleep with them. Don't get me wrong. And they'll want to sleep with them really bad. But that does not mean that they will respect them. So I don't think that's like a science you want to stick to. Now, if you're in a situation where you're around a whole bunch of horny guys, yeah, that'll work in your favor. Dudes is going to treat you at a higher level because this is the horny room. You know, but a man that's trying to find a wife, a man that's trying to respect a woman, he's not leading with sex. Like, I don't think so. I know when I met my wife, that wasn't the top thing that was on my mind. I really wanted to get to know this girl. Like, I was really interested on what kind of woman she was. I was very interested in our conversation. I was very patient. It's crazy that she learned that in college, feminine studies, whatever.
That she was a very well-spoken educator. She was a doctor, literally. But she also just didn't have a problem being blunt and saying it like it was. This is one of the reasons why men can be so cruel to women they don't find attractive or don't find attractive anymore. This is one of the reasons why men can be so cruel if their wife starts to gain weight and she doesn't seem as sexy as she used to be. There is so much pressure put on women to be considered attractive so that they don't get treated like shit from men. And what's even wilder is that this doesn't just apply to straight men, this also applies to gay men, because even though gay men aren't attracted to women, they still benefit from the patriarchy, participate in the patriarchy, and also do things to uphold the patriarchy. And men also do this to other men, even if they're straight. While they may not be attracted to other men, they will literally treat a man better if he looks more conventionally attractive, or if he seems more masculine or more manly than he does. But on the flip side, I remember in the same class with Professor Bambi, we had read, I don't know if it was a portion of a book or if it was a separate article, but I believe it was titled like The Power of Being Ugly, or like I'm Happy I'm Ugly. And essentially it was a passage talking about a young lady who found freedom in the fact that she wasn't considered beautiful as a woman. So essentially, because she knew she wasn't conventionally attractive, right, and she didn't necessarily fall into those confines, she then didn't have to put as much energy into beauty or trying to commodify herself to fit the male gaze, thus giving her more space and access to pursue other things such as like the sciences, so on and so forth, or other fields where women may not be as prevalent. These men aren't upset because this lady doesn't want to go out on a coffee date. They're upset because they are not attracted to her and they don't want to go on a coffee date with her, and they think she should be grateful for anyone asking her out. Unfortunately, so many people tie desirability as well as worth to your attractiveness.
Okay, so that was basically about, you know, being attractive and people treating you based on your attraction. I think that just goes with everything in life. I don't think that's so much so like a man thing. I think that's just a everybody thing. Like, people treat people that look good or people that take care of their bodies, they treat them different. That's just how the world is. I don't think that's a man thing, because it's the same thing for a man. If a man is with a woman and he was handsome when they first met, he was the star athlete on the basketball team, and she's attracted to athletes, she's attracted to guys that are fit. If he just so happens to start eating too many Twinkies, she's not going to be that attracted to him. She's going to start treating him different. Like, she's going to put some pressure on him to lose weight. So when y'all be trying to make this a whole feminism and menism and ism and all the isms, when y'all be throwing the isms on it, I'm like, I don't really know about all that. I think that's just a people thing in general. People like their people to be attractive. It is what it is. And then attraction is very subjective. Because somebody that doesn't think they're attractive, there's somebody that doesn't think they're attractive as well. They might see you as attractive. Attraction also can change. For instance, this is like a known thing in the military. You go to basic training, you look around, and you like, these some frumpy looking motherfuckers. Like, nobody in here look good. By week 3, I kind of like that Boosie phase she got. You know, you start looking around, you start finding yourself attracted to things you never thought you was to be attracted to, you know? So attraction is very subjective. And that's basically what I'm trying to say. Low-key in a little bit of pain, y'all, so I had to stop this video a little early. My knee's kind of hurting. I don't know what just happened. I just got a shooting pain down my knee. But yo, if y'all like this style of video, please comment below. I'm trying new things on the channel. I bought a whole new sound system, so I hope you guys like this sound a lot better. But as always, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. And if you're trying to make that extra money, don't forget to click that link in the description or in the comments below. Just try it out. See if you want to make some money playing those games. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Y'all know what I say. But anyways, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Until next time, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Peace.